Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, thank you for clicking on my video. Today, if it wasn't already clear from the title and probably the thumbnail, we are going to finally reorganize two, I think actually more like three of my binders. So in front of me I have two brand new Luca Lab composition book binders. These are, I want to say they are the 25R ring sized, so a little bit bigger. I think they come in 19 and 25. Since I have a lot of cards, I opted for the bigger size just to give me a little bit of, well, hopefully give me a little bit of space. That's at least the goal. And as for what we are doing with them, we are going to be taking two of my binders. This is my red velvet and Solgi binder, which is just overflowing with Photocards and various other inclusions. And then we also have this binder, which is mostly twice, but as it goes on, there are a few other things in here, such as my Yukika collection, some WJSN, and a few random other people that I just happen to have Photocards from, kind of my non-collect section of these binders. And so the plan is to move twice into the pink binder and completely separate them out from the rest of the people in this binder, and then to move the red velvet girls into this black one since they just need a little bit of more space. Hopefully I don't need another one of these soon, but you know, I guess we'll see. I do have a fear at some point that I'm gonna have to pull red velvet and Solgi out and have their own thing, but we'll save that for another time and another place. And then finally, I said there's like some other people in here. I'm actually going to be retiring this binder entirely, and when I pull all of red velvet out of this binder, we'll be putting what's left over here inside here, because it doesn't grow that much, and so it should give me a nice bit of runway to add new cards as we go, especially since I'm working on WJSN, which I'm pretty early, so I still have a lot of cards to get. So I'm gonna pull a bunch of these things out. Honestly, red velvet doesn't need a whole lot of maintenance, so I'm gonna start with this, and we're just gonna do a quick move over. It's twice and everything else that requires a little bit more work, so I might pull some stuff in off camera. But to start off, let's deal with red velvet. So I've got this nice, hopefully big binder, and my plan, I think, because I've done I think a pretty good job of organizing this binder, is to just literally move a bunch of this over piece by piece, and then I'll do like a quick little flip through. Not a whole lot of changes going on, so honestly I might just shut up and do a bit of time lapse for this part. All right, and there we have it. Like I said, not a whole lot to talk about. There is a bit of reorganizing I have to do kind of in the middle of this. I honestly might do that off camera because I don't have a pretty solid plan. But I'll just do a quick flip through for those who might be new. So this is my red velvet binder. I collect Solgi, and I'm doing pretty well on her photo cards all the way through current eras. And in fact, next time I do a storing video, I will, I believe, have a few more to put away. And I even started collecting some things like the SMCU stuff. I have Japanese cards, and then I have like non-album. This is where some of the reorganizing needs to happen. We've got some Season's Greeting stuff. We have holo cards, some pre-order benefits, some other merch stuff, it's a little disorganized just because unlike album cards, it's sort of hard to set up for. So I just kind of haven't, and it's become a little messy as a result. But I'm going to take a look at that off camera, and next time you see it, it should be in a better spot. All right, and then the second part of this is just red velvet. I collect a few full group sets kind of as I can. I'm really dependent on whether or not I can get an Irene, so I don't set up for any new full group sets, and then I just have kind of the ones that I've pulled randomly from albums as I've bought them. And we have some solo album stuff. I'm actually thinking about maybe going back and collecting fully the Wendy and Joy solo albums, especially since Wendy has another one supposedly coming. That would be fun. And then again, more Seasons Greetings, some other inclusions, some bigger stuff, some random things. So yeah, so this binder looks a bit fuller than I would like, but on the bright side, it is a little more sturdy than this like diary style one. So I feel like they're a bit more protected, even if I'm not getting a whole lot of extra space, if any extra space, honestly. And then I should really look into maybe decorating this somehow. I'm not a particularly artsy person in that way, but maybe I can get my wife to help me out with some ideas. I don't know, but maybe next time, although maybe not by next video, but soonish, you might see some decorations on this binder. But yeah, this is my brand new red velvet binder. Not a huge amount of changes, but that's because a lot of the real work needs to happen with Twice, which is what we shall do next. Okay, and Twice. Kind of a mess, if I'm being honest. This binder has, well, it's been through a lot. It is bursting at the seams. The edges are warped. Another reason why I kind of wanted something a little more sturdy, like the composition book binders. So hopefully that will help that. But in general, there's just too much going on here. So Twice's time in this binder has long needed to end. And then I recently added tabs. I have a few more of these because I'm going to be separating stuff out a bit more. So we'll go through that. And then this is everyone else. So I'm gonna set them aside. And then bye-bye binder. And I will wish this binder adieu. It has served me well the last, at least 9 months. This was not my original binder, but it's been with me the second longest. And okay, so now we have all of our pages, and I'm actually, unlike the red velvet one, I am not going to leave everything in here. I kind of have a perhaps controversial idea for laying out the new binder. My wife told me about something she saw in another video, and for whatever reason, I just feel like trying it out with Twice. If I hate it, I will probably go back to its original format. If you guys hate it, well, don't organize your binder in this way. I am going to actually be pulling all of the stuff in here out. I'm going to set all these pages aside, and then we're going to one by one move stuff into the new binder. So I'm probably going to do this off camera real quick just because it'll be a little tedious, but you shall see me in just a moment. All right, I have finished removing all of the album cards from the old binder, and you may be wondering, why on earth would I do that? Like I said, my wife saw somebody organize one of their collections a different way, and I just kind of felt like trying it out. So I have put in all of the pages, and I've put in the tabs, but you may notice over here, and you'll notice right away that actually what is first is not the oldest era, but the newest. So we're going kind of reverse chronological now, starting with the newest comeback Ready to Be, which I do have cards for, but those will be stored in my next photocard storing video. And although I don't think it's going to quite follow this specific layout, I do have a layout in mind that I want to try out, just because I like making sets. And as you know, you could see, like, JYP likes to put their photocards in sets, so it kind of works out nicely. So I have that in mind. But then we move into between 1 and 2. And I will say probably doing some of this was a little redundant, just because I think it is going to end up in kind of a similar order. But for the ones that aren't, because there's like a random number of cards, or maybe not random, but an odd number of cards, I just figure it made the most sense to just sort of start fresh and put everything away once more. Even if that means, in the case of this, I'm going to end up with a random empty slot, that's fine. I'm just going to put in a filler. This has always bothered me, just because I ended up with, what is this, 7 cards? And there was no good layout, there was no extra album card I could put in here, so rather than have it backside as it was before, now it's just, we just have a filler. And maybe at some point I can find like a fan art sticker or something, but it's fine just having a filler in there. And then we move into, what is this album called? I always forget. I even have it in front of me. Formula of Love. I do appreciate that JYP doesn't just name their albums after the title track, a la SM in recent years, but it is hard sometimes when you're like, well, I know the song is Scientist, but what is the name of the actual album? So yeah, Formula of Love. So there we go. Then we have Taste of Love. And if you're new here and it's not clear already, I only collect Momo. I do have a few cards for other members, but that is the only person I collect fully in this group, at least as far as album inclusions. And even then, like, I don't even collect all the photo cards. I just collect the ones that I really like. And then we're now in Eyes Wide Open. Eyes Wide Open. Which I still have a few cards that I need for this. I have this cute unit card, and I would like to get one of the other ones, the other portrait style unit. If memory serves, I have found someone who has it. I just haven't reached out to buy it from them. So maybe soon we'll finish that out. And then I'll probably get a couple more Eyes Wide Open cards just to fill out this page. Yeah, so that is Eyes Wide Open. And then we have More and More, where I have 3 cards and a random Feel Special card. Unlike what I did before, where I put those all 4 on a page, I'm going to have to add a page. And so we'll have a More and More page and a Feel Special page, even though I don't know all the cards that I'm getting for Feel Special. Sometimes if I'm not getting everything, I just sort of pick them up based on vibes. And there are cards that I didn't originally like that have sort of grown on me over time, so even though I say in some cases that I don't get every card from an album, that could always change, just, you know, as time goes on. Alright, so there's our Feel Special section, and then we have Fancy. And then we have more Fancy. And then we have the year of yes, which will still probably be a little messy just because of this 5th card, but what can you do? It's one of the few album sets that I just don't really have a great solution for, even with, you know, this new layout I'm attempting. And like I said, if I end up hating this, it wouldn't be like no work, but it'd be pretty simple to just switch it back to like the normal chronological that everyone else does. But I just thought it'd be fun to do something a little bit different. You know, you never know what could end up becoming like the hot new trend in photocard storing. I'm still somewhat new to the hobby. I started about a year ago. We're closing in on like a year anniversary of making these videos. But, you know, a couple years ago, people weren't even doing like these A5 binders. Now people are all into like collect books and stuff. And so things change. You just never know who's gonna be the trendsetter. I don't expect to be any sort of trendsetter, but, you know, maybe I'll end up being, what do you want to say, on trend for once in my life. Also, it feels like it's been like a minute since I've put out a new video, and I was realizing it really has been because, well, a few things. I did give up, of all things, buying photocards and other K-pop stuff for Lent, with the exception of the new Twice album. I just figured that was like the one thing that I kind of had to commit to. So there's Summer Nights. And as a result, I haven't really had a lot of new stuff to make videos about. This is kind of like the only real thing in a while. I did attempt to do an unboxing of the Twice album. I had a couple copies. I had the ready version and one of the digipacks, but things just sort of got chaotic when I sat down to film, and so I just didn't end up following through with it. How did I run out of, well, I guess that happens. Ran out of pages unexpectedly, but that's okay. Unlike other videos, I have more at the ready, so I need, let's see, this is 1, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need 3 more. No big deal. Okay, 3 more pages. Perfect. All right, so as I was saying, I think I was working on an unboxing video, but things just got, I don't even know how you would want to describe it. Just like, which one of these go together? So maybe I should do like these two down here. My like, some of my studio lights went out, and then I realized my microphone wasn't plugged in, and I wasn't very far along in the video, so I could kind of start over if I really wanted to. But I also just kind of wanted to know what my polls were, so I could get on Instagram and do the trading. So when things kind of went from bad to worse, I just kind of threw in the towel and figured, I don't need to do an unboxing. This isn't an unboxing channel, so why force it? Now we have Signal. I love these cards. The Signal set is one of my absolute favorites. All right, now we have, what is this? Twice Coaster, Lane 1 and Lane 2. So, but now that Easter is behind us, I've already started buying some more stuff. And actually, I did get some more stuff during Easter, including these binders, a couple more things. That video also didn't end up getting made. I don't know. I don't know, sometimes you just don't feel like it, you know? And, you know, putting together videos it's a bit of work, and if you're just not into it, I just kind of figure, well, why force it? So, and then finally we have our little Momo sticker. Used to be at the front, now it's at the back. So, as I said, you may not like this, but I do kind of like the idea, since I'm going to be getting new stuff soon, of having like the latest and greatest right up the front. Obviously, I did not do this for Solgi. I could always change that too if I decide I really like it. But for now, I'm going to keep this kind of unusual format limited to Momo. And okay, so as I pointed out, we have tabs now. We had tabs before, but now like we're really subdividing this. So this is only album cards. And then in the new section, in no real particular order, this isn't like chronological or reverse chronological. We just have kind of the everyone else. And where should I put the non-collect members? I think I'm going to keep them here for now. I could decide to do that differently. But basically, this is anything that came with an album or is related to an album. So we have pre-order benefits. These are some lucky draws. And then everything else, I think, came with an album in some way. So that's going to be the next section. All right. And then the third and for now final section is going to be kind of the everything else. We have basically things that are photo cards or postcards or other, I don't know, sized items that aren't related to any album. So this is a season's greetings. These are fan meet event cards. These are from their anniversary shop in Seoul. And then these are a couple like larger things that they're not album related. And okay, and then I did put in like one more tab just in case I wanted to maybe split this out further. I'm not sure. I don't anticipate needing to add like a new section, but I could always decide to do something. And so here is another completed binder. Not, you know, the thinnest thing, but also not as full as Red Velvet. It's got a little bit of room to grow. Not a ton, but we do have everything set up for the most recent comeback. So hopefully I can get, you know, a few more comebacks out of this. Because we're mostly caught up with stuff, so it's not going to grow too much, I wouldn't think. And then much like what I was saying with the Red Velvet binder, this will possibly be decorated a little bit. Probably not the next time you see it, but maybe the time after that. We'll see. But yeah, that's my new Twice binder. And lastly, we have the old diary style binder. It's a little small, but for what we have to put in here now, it's going to be just right. Because what we have left is kind of everyone else. I only collect a few things that are in here, like we have Yukika, who's a soloist. We have WJSN, the member Sola, and then we just have like a page or two of other people. And so I'm gonna just slot these old pages inside here. And I might even pull out a few things where I have like double-sided, as you can see here with Yukika. Just because I'm no longer as pressed for space, so I don't need to be as precious with the pages and how everything is laid out. And also I need to do some more setup for Wuju Sonyo the Black. I've been working on that collection, and I need, I don't know, I think it's like 6 pages total for that photo card collection. So yeah, so now this has like almost, unlike the other two binders, this has like nothing in it. So I'll just do like a quick little tour, nothing too fancy, but we have our Yukika right in the front. Including a few more things that I should probably pull out. We've got Wuju Sonyo and then Wuju Sonyo the Black, including their most recent album, Last Sequence, which I'm almost done with. I'm missing one unit card that I need to get. And then a couple other larger random things related to that. And then kind of the everyone else, which I should also like not do double-sided, but we have some Espa, Baekhyun, EXID, G-Friend, and Taeyun. So there you have it. That is my new, very thin, very compact, miscellaneous binder. So let me grab everything else and we will just wrap this thing on up. All right, well, thank you all for joining me on my little reorganizing journey. Hopefully it wasn't too chaotic. I try to keep things organized, but then sometimes things get a little away from me. If you did enjoy the video and you're new to the channel, I always appreciate it if you subscribe. You can give the video a like, you know, all the YouTube things. And yeah, it shouldn't be quite as long a hiatus until next time. I will probably be doing another photocard storing video. I may even be filming it in the next day or so after I film this one. So hope to see you all again soon. And until next time, so long.